Allergies are bad today, for a bunch of us old men especially. Relationships matter, and that's what I hope, we've helped to teach our players. I hope you'll just indulge me, because that's why you're here. So indulge me a little bit. 7 years ago, this month, a man kept harassing me. I was at Fayetteville. We had a really good team. We were playing on Thanksgiving Day, or practicing on Thanksgiving. He made his way over and just kept telling me, think about Owasso. And I'm like, I got a job. Angie and I just moved. We just had a new house and all that kind of stuff. And he kept on and on and on and on. And later on, I finally said, look, Angie said no, and tried to blame her. And that worked for a while. And finally he said, look, at Christmas break, just come over and visit. And I said, okay, I will do that. And people think I'm making this up. There was no interview that I was going on. I was coming to try to satisfy a friend who was trying to get me just to come see. I came over here in my purple Fayetteville Bulldog workout suit. So you wouldn't go to an interview like that. And began to take tour, and I was taking pictures of all the facilities, because we needed a new end zone facility, and we needed all kinds of stuff at Fayetteville. And about halfway through the interview, or halfway through the tour and visiting, it just began to hit me crazy that relationships matter. I was starting relationships with ADs and superintendents and board members and people over there, and it was awesome. But here, there was a guy that already I had known for 25 years. Dr. Ogilvie was the superintendent who had been, I think, my first teacher evaluator at the previous school that we'd been at, where we worked together. Frosty Turpin was on the board, and he and I go all the way back to college days, where he was playing baseball and I was playing football, and we knew each other then and had known each other for years. Relationships matter. And so I left that day saying, I think this might work out. And then maybe a week or two later, we met over in your office and decided that was what we would do. And I never have ever regretted it. It was unbelievable. The other part of that is, you have to be very blessed to have people around you to do it with. Amazing men that have chosen to work side by side with me for years and years, for 40 years of coaching. And head coaching is a little bit like quarterbacking, and I've experienced both of those. You get way too much credit when things go well, because there's a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of stuff to make you look good. Sometimes you get a little more of the heat when things don't go well, but it is far outweighed by all the good things that happen when you're in charge. And so I've been blessed to have worked with some great men. Many of them are standing back here that have, I'm not being kind when I say, I'm just telling you, if there's anything I'm really good at, is finding people to come to work together. And I think that's been really good. I want you to know that people will talk about a lot of wins and a lot of successes and a lot of that stuff, and I'm glad. That's been fun. But when I lay my head down nearly every night, I can't not thank God for the incredible journey of coaching that I've got to be on for the last 40 years. The people, the experiences, the things that are just unbelievable for a kid that grew up in Spiro to get to do all. I've gotten to be a coach at one of the tiniest schools in the state. I've gotten to be a coach at one of the biggest schools, the biggest school at the time when I was at Edmond, the biggest school in the state. I've got to coach at the smallest Division I football program in the country, and been with them when we go to Notre Dame and win there. I've gotten to be a part of games where there were 80,000 people in the stands, And they didn't outweigh the moments at Eastwood when there were 80 people in the stands, or 800, or 8,000. But it sure has been a ride that it's unbelievable to think all the things Angie and I have gotten to accomplish and gotten to be a part of. And we don't take it lightly, any of it. I probably need to say this because I'll get in trouble at some point otherwise, but Angie's not here, okay? She had surgery yesterday and is at home recovering from some hip work that she had to have done. But it's probably the only thing she's ever missed in my career. So I don't know if I'll be officially retired if she's not here. So we can talk through that. I just can't say enough about the fun things that we've gotten to experience, and the headaches and the heartaches and the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. I mean, none of that that you can imagine. I've been so blessed to walk across the field and shake hands of absolute legends of high school football and college football, and I could give you a list that, to me, just blows me away to think that's how I learned to coach football. From guys that, many of you wouldn't have a clue who they are. But I'm telling you, there's some old coaches and old people around here that know what it's like to have to go up against Dick Evans and Henry Manning and Mike Little and Cotton Wade and Tommy Knowles and Bill DeFee and Ron Lancaster. And you learn how to coach or you die. You learn how to do it better or you won't survive. And just so incredible to have gotten to do all that. And so I'll try to quit rambling, but I go back to the staff. When you get to coach 40 years, to get to have guys on my staff here that represented the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s, all on this staff. I mean, how cool is that? And some of them look older than me, and so I'm able to tease them about, Paul Croft was my high school coach. And people believe that. Let me just say, for all this, I'm grateful. I'm also very, very grateful because not many in our profession that do it as long as I've done it get to leave on their own terms. A lot of times you don't get to do this. You get asked to leave. You get shown the door. It just doesn't work. And I'm very thankful to the folks here that have made it possible for me to stay as long. And it's what makes it hard to leave, because relationships really matter. I'm going to miss the daily interaction with the staff and the trash talk and all that stuff that we have and the fun. But I'm excited to see what's next in this chapter of this journey. Duff is still my friend. The school board voted about 30 minutes ago to accept my resignation and retirement. So he's my friend, but he's not my boss anymore. And because of that, I'm going to steal a little bit of your thunder, because you can't do nothing but you can't even fire me. And so I want to be the first to, because relationships matter, to introduce publicly the next Owasso Ram football coach, Antonio Graham.
Man, dreams really come true. So, and God is so freaking good, man. And hey, you have no idea. First thing first, I gotta thank the school board for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to thank Coach Duffield, the athletic department, Miss Lane, for also giving me this chance. And I'd like to thank Coach Blankenship. He's been an unbelievable blessing to me, and just giving me the mentorship and the guidance to get me where I'm at and open up doors for myself is be forever grateful because it gave me an opportunity to change my life and my family life in generations. So that's important to me. So I had to make sure, I'm gonna be honest, I wrote this speech and made sure I got all this stuff ready. But if you don't know me, I go straight from the heart. So that's off the script right now. So this is what's real. And so first thing first, I gotta give a shout out to my wife and my family over there. And without her, and she's raising my little crazy little son and my daughter, it's been a blessing. Also, I got family that came from Alabama and that came down here, and friends, and man, it took a village to raise me. And it wasn't just, I can't just thank one person, but I'm grateful for a lot of them. And so I can't just say one person did something. I got to give a lot of people credit. My uncles and my family over here, my aunt, my high school coaches. It was a straight village, and it wasn't easy because I know I was hard-headed, and it still ain't easy sometimes. So that's just the realness. And so one thing I want to say that a lot of people always say, Coach, you falling behind Coach Blankenship, a legend. How is that, you pressured up? But I had a good conversation with myself. I said, what's pressure is growing up in poverty as a young man and making it and trying to figure out your next meal. What's pressure is being the oldest grandchild of 36 and being the oldest of 6 siblings and being a great example for them and making sure you move and everything you do got to be the right decisions you make because they look up to you. That's pressure. What's pressure is making sure I lead by example for these young men and everything I got to do in life because I hope and pray that they look up to me as a man. What's pressure, being a minority and breaking barriers and doing the right thing and just making sure you can't afford to make a wrong mistake. That's pressure. What's pressure is, pressure is nothing because I already been through all that in life. And I look at it as a blessing to follow behind this man. I don't look at it as pressure. So when people say, are you so pressured up? No, because I've been going through pressure my whole life and I've been beating it. So, and that's just how I feel about that. So I look at it as a challenge. I look at it as a blessing. And I thank God that I'm able to be in this situation where I could be a mentor for young men and others and my buddies in the back that I coached with and others in the past. And so I also got to make sure I thank the guys on this staff that's been a part of this journey. They're really good friends of mine, and they also have been an unbelievable blessing to me. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people that I'm leaving out, but it's been a blessing. I have to make sure I started coaching in 2009 at Union High School. Kurt Frederick gave me an opportunity and opened the door. And so I'm also grateful for Coach Fred because he saw a young man that wanted to get into coaching, and I was able to that's what kids do. So I was able to accomplish a lot of goals in life there. So I'll be grateful for him, and so this is awesome, and I appreciate everybody taking the time out of their day to attend to this, and they in trouble. So let's get to work, and I'm ready. Thank you.